Okay, so we got the predictions portion for the Canadian Grand Prix for this weekend. So we're gonna give our thoughts, 2 cents on what we think after seeing qualifying. Why don't we start with you, Steve?
With me,
Yeah, you already had it in the
well,
chat, man. You showed that you're already prepared.
that's because I wanted to go to bed at 9 and it's 9:45. So
Oh well, just even more. Gotta get it out there so you can just sit back and
He more something to get it
yeah,
over with quickly. I
yeah,
think, yeah.
exactly.
yeah. All right. So I think my prediction for number one is a given. It's Verstappen.
Yeah.
For two and three, I'm kind of torn. I'm thinking either Hamilton or Alonso, but I think I said in the chat I'm thinking Alonso for second and Hamilton for third. I'm leaning in that direction. And then I'm going to take a long shot with Perez, Checo for fourth, and then I'll go Russell fifth.
Oh, nice. So you think Checo's gonna come up through the ranks?
Yeah, I think it's a long shot though, because I don't know, it just doesn't seem like his circuit.
Yeah. No. I mean, Q1 he was off Max's pace by 7/10, and then even at the end of it, it was like 1.3 seconds. It's just I
Yeah,
don't know. It's crazy. It does not seem like he's on his game this go around.
but all of the practices and qual was just a freaking circus. So
Oh yeah, it
I
was
feel
awesome
like
though. I loved it.
no, it was great, but I feel like this race is completely up in the air for second place down.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be a lot of jockeying.
Well, I think Hulkenberg got dropped back to fifth, correct?
Yeah,
For
apparently,
yeah, penalized back down to fifth.
I didn't know when the red flag happened. There's a red flag, and he was still like on the pace during red flag, which was a automatic penalty.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think
But
he's going to
yeah,
cause a big gap between fifth place and then the front of the field. So,
yeah.
but once Checo gets past him, he'll probably make it back up. I'm thinking to fourth if he gets past him.
What did Sign's penalty end up being, or did he get one?
3 spots.
3 places.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, signs Yuki and Lance Stroll got 3 spots.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on yesterday, where like no one was talking or looking in their mirrors, but
Yeah, something's in the water. That's crazy.
I'm really surprised Sainz only got docked once for the 3 positions.
Yeah, especially with how hard they were on Gasly the other weekend.
Yeah.
Michael, what are your thoughts?
my thoughts 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Max, Fernando, Lewis, Perez, Russell. I think Checo has too good of a car not to get at least up to the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also, when he wants to be a damn good driver, I think he'll be fine. I don't know what's going on. I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
He is what? He is 12. Yeah, I think he's getting to the top 5. I think Ferrari's fucked. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you come worse than the last year.
It's
But
crazy.
I think 1 through 5, Max, Fernando, Lewis, Checo, Russell. I think it'll be a rather boring top 5.
Yeah.
That freaking outburst at the end of qual. Sucker and Blair.
Did you say that?
No.
No, he said
Okay.
something else in French, but it was hilarious.
So I'm like, oh, do we have like the Russell Bliney of the year, except it's not red blue?
Team said set your time on Inters, and there's no grip to be found out there for the Monegasque driver, who will head out in the second part of qualifying.
Yeah, tires were not ready, come on!
Which is a fair. Which is a fair.
I mean, 100%. The only reason Sainz has done as well as he has in some of the races that he's performed well in is because he didn't listen to his engineering team, which goes against everything that is Formula One.
It seems like Science has a sense to question everything being told to him.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna do this
because
It's
they've
like, why?
proven that they cannot be trusted.
Yeah,
I think
Otherwise,
Leclerc
so,
will
yeah.
get there. Leclerc will get there.
Oh,
He
I
should have
think
been there
that
last year. He should have.
I
If
think
he
the
been there now,
outburst
he's
was
not there
start.
now. He should have been. He's not gonna be. That's the thing.
yeah,
Like they fucked him out of a title. If he's not questioning everything now, he needs given up. We don't blame him one single bit.
yeah. No, I mean, even when Sainz agrees with them, it's like, okay.
Because I remember what race was that? Was that last? Yeah, it was Barcelona. Yeah, that where they pitted him for hards, and he's like, no, we need to do softs. So I did 25 on softs, They're
Yeah.
like, no, we're doing hards, and it was the wrong choice, and he was right in the end.
Yeah.
Well, they did it
He's
again
he
during...
needs he is at the point where he needs to make his own calls, which calls the entire strategy team into question. But that's where we are with Ferrari. That's where we
But
are.
That's what he did. They did the same thing to him during the qual because he was like box for softs, and they're like, no, we want to get a lap out of you. He's like, no, box for softs, and they're like, no, we want to get a lap.
It was for inters. He boxed for inters, right? And I think that was the wrong choice.
Leclerc wanted to box for softs because
Right.
I think it was Albon got P1 for
He
that.
got P1 for
qual.
softs, yeah.
Right after he got softs, Leclerc was asking for softs, and they were like,
Right.
no.
Yeah, and
that's only
why
Ferrari,
he was
right?
yelling. Yeah, that's why he was yelling on the
that
radio.
sounds right.
Leclerc definitely could have been up in the top 5 probably if
I believe
if,
all
if
that.
he had gotten softs.
Yeah,
I believe all that.
100%. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to. Let's see, when is this contract run out? Let's see. Do they make this a public? I don't know if they do.
I think they do, and it's
Charles Leclerc. Because I'm looking forward to him taking a year off for mental health reasons.
yeah, no
But,
kidding. No kidding.
But talk amongst yourselves.
No. I mean, my prediction's probably not going to be anything super spicy either. I'm thinking Max, Lewis, Checo, then Russell and Sainz. Actually, that's my kind of long shot. I think I could see it. I could see a scenario where that happens. I mean, it's Lewis's one of his best tracks that he races at. I don't think there's, unless Max gets into an accident or his car fails, I don't see him losing this race.
Yeah, it's last year's joke of win or DNF, but for real this time.
Yeah,
like for real. Like it's either Red Bull wins or their car blows up and they don't win.
Yeah, 100%. So that's why.
And they require both their cars to blow up not to win more often than not.
Yeah.
Well, also, that happened to Checo last year. It was like the first couple laps, and
shit happened to both of them the first race of last year.
Yeah.
And then happened to Max in Australia.
Yeah. Well, and I could see Fernando just getting into some sort of scuffle and being like 6th. So I think Fernando could be just right outside of 5th place, but he could also be the wild card and be up there on the podium too. But yeah. That's my thoughts.
So Ferrari, so I found his contract. So Ferrari gave him a 1-year run when he was 21. And then signed him to a 5-year contract, or 4-year contract, sorry, which expires beginning at 2025. So he has 1 year left with that team. So again, as I said, if I was him, I'd be like, get me a championship car or I am leaving.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's
Red Bull, I'm going to be a free agent.
And if you're Red Bull, aren't you looking at that shit too?
Yeah, I think so. And
don't you like? I don't care if there's fucking Lewis and Nico. Like, we want to win. Who cares? So get over yourself. Let's go.
Or think about if you're like Audi or one of the other potential constructors that are going to come in. Like he could go.
They would have to talk that talk though.
Oh, I know.
They have to talk that talk.
But I'm saying if you're really wanting to have that potential wild card of success, just like an expansion team, that's where it's a 50-50, I shouldn't say that, 40-60 situation of not being successful, more often than not,
It depends on just how fed up he is.
Yeah.
I think he's fed up that he wants a winning car. And he will go to a spot that has a proven winning car, which again, that leaves either right now Red Bull, Mercedes, or Aston Martin. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
But again, I learned F1 is a sport where you can take a year or 2 off and no one's questioning how good you still are. So if there's no seat for him after his contract's over, take a year off and wait for a spot to open up and then go for it.
Yeah.
He has enough money. He'll be okay.
To see him replace Stroll.
I mean, if I'm Aston Martin, I give it and I care about winning, like I said, like last time. That's what they do, but I don't think they're there yet. I think it's sooner that a Red Bull drops Checo and signs Charles at the end of 2020, at the end of 2024.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he keeps performing the way he's been performing, of not just being
it's an easy choice. It's an easy choice.
Yeah, exactly. Very easy.
At that point, then you have 2 guys who legit have an argument to being the driver's championship winner. The whole team wins in that regard.
I feel like Checo and Max are both like, they balance each other out because Checo's usually better at the street circuits and Max is better at the regular circuits. So they kind of make a good team, and Leclerc is not really better at one or the other.
It depends on how much how in his head Checo gets.
Yeah.
Checo straightens stuff out. There will be no discussion about that. Checo
Yep.
keeps driving the way he is. It'll be like, well, there's Charles, and then they'll go from there.
Yeah.
So.
That's the thing. I think you're speaking from a driver and a teammate perspective, and I think you're right. But I think that from an actual constructor perspective, if Checo is outside of fifth more than half of the races, they're not interested in that, because as soon as Mercedes, it doesn't matter right now because they're so far ahead of everyone else, but as soon as there's competition and you start trading wins with other teams that are up there with you, Ferrari, Aston, or Mercedes themselves, you can't have that kind of separation between your 1 and 2.
In a world where they haven't lapped the field, they want Checo no lower than 4th. No lower than 4th.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to go for a constructors championship.
Yep.
And you can't win like that. This year they will, because who cares? This year they got it right. It doesn't matter what he does.
Yeah.
Next year might not be the case, and they have to build those, and they build those patterns already. So that when that shit happens,
second for constructor, who's second right now?
I think for drivers, I think it's still Checo. Let me check.
Yeah. It is,
because the Red Bull car is too strong. But Nando,
Well,
he is the Checo is pretty impressive, and then Lewis on the far behind
if
him.
he's still second for constructor, I mean, that's what matters overall, right?
I mean, constructors, they'll win that easily. It's a matter of like the truth of the matter is that for Red Bull, even though they're still on it, half of this season is a rehearsal for next season. They're worried about who's gonna challenge them next season. They're not worried about who's gonna challenge them this season.
I get what you're saying, Steve, and that's why I was prefacing what I was mentioning about. It looks good right now, but if the other teams were closer, it probably wouldn't be that. It would be the same. It wouldn't be shit. He would
like Mercedes would be number 1 in constructors, because Lewis and Russell are just so good, and also like they're so consistent. Yeah, they're always in the top 7, always.
Exactly, and they're close. Like they're next to each other with their positioning. So if you just took Russell and Hamilton and just shifted them to where the best driver was first, then the other one would be second or third or whatever. And that's kind of the thing. Max is first, so he's like just scooping up all these points. So even though Checo, has a DNF and some lower places, it doesn't.
But
it's not making.
But like, if Checo's finishing 4th, no one's discussing this.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as long as he fixed, what race is this of the season? Let's see. What number is this?
7th or 8th, I think.
So we have like a 24 race calendar.
We had 23, and then two races have been canceled, I think. So we're at 21, I believe.
So the point is that he's got time. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, there's nothing worth discussing right now. Like, so that's where that's what we're discussing, because like it's a boring season.
Yeah,
what can we say? It's just the way it is.
Yeah, funny you say that, because I was.
It's just one of those.
Yeah, it's like the off season of football right now. People are just looking for stuff to talk about, and if the team is doing well overall, like we got to talk about potential turmoil inside this great team or whatever.
And the second driver on the best team.
Let's
being
find the drama,
far off
guys.
the pace is a good thing to discuss, to waste time. So yeah,
exactly. I mean, they made their bread and butter during the Mercedes, slaughter days of just how much Bottas was gonna, cause problems for Hamilton, or how much they, go back and forth. And before that, Rosberg, it's been some wild ones.
Yeah, and then let's just be honest. Like in terms of like history, the biggest one probably still like Prost and Senna. It's not reaching that. So it's not a concern. It's like it's a concern, but not enough concern to like, if Charles is available and Checo is still shooting down his own leg, then you do it. That we're still a year and a half away from that. So.
Yep. I agree. Well, I think it's gonna be a fun race. I'm looking forward to having some of the faster cars at the back. So we'll see what happens. I think we got some decent predictions to talk about after the race.
Yeah, I'll be happy if Sainz makes it up as high as your prediction, Jeff. So
hey, I'm hopeful that Ferrari can pull something out of this weekend, but we shall see. All right, boys. Well,
Sounds
thanks. Everybody, like, subscribe, enjoy the race tomorrow, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Take care.